First, the highlights. Lagos State Government constitutes first ever Cybersecurity Advisory Board. WAEC records 1.8 million registrations for 2024 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. On the Foreign Authority shuts down a historic bridge in Portland, Oregon over train derailment. Sport Nigeria Football Federation appoints Finidi George as Super Eagles coach. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State government has set up a cybersecurity advisory board to facilitate the design, implementation, and management of an effective cybersecurity program. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Motosho, says the move is a major step to mitigate cybersecurity risk to its systems, assets, and data, noting that Lagos is the first state to proactively constitute such forward-thinking and strategic board in consonance with its status as the pace setter for technology, innovation, and governance. Omotosho says the board will make recommendations to the government on the development, planning, refinement, and implementation of policies, programs, and training initiatives regarding its cybersecurity endeavors. He reveals that the board is a multidisciplinary and cross-functional group comprising professional cybersecurity industry leaders, public sector experts, members of ICT, law enforcement, education, media, among others. According to him, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu congratulated members of the board, saying its constitution would reassure investors that Lagos is not just the technology hub in Africa, but a cyber-secure tech hub. The Lagos State House of Assembly has announced the decision to set the last week of September every year for the celebration of the Yoruba culture. The decision of the government followed a resolution passed by the Lagos Assembly at a sitting held on September 19, 2023. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Oloruntoyin Atekoja, who signed the letter dated April 8, 2024, told the lawmakers that the state would start the plan ahead of the celebration. Commending Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his cabinet for the decision, Speaker Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa described it as a good development. He described the Yoruba culture and heritage as very important, just as he stressed the need for its preservation. The Speaker said the House is ready to support the Executive to ensure the success of the planned Yoruba Week. Meanwhile, the Lagos State House of Assembly at plenary held a minute silence in honor of the late former governor of Old Anambra State, Chukwemeka Ezeife, who was buried while the House was on recess. Speaker Mudashiru Obasa described the late politician as a pan-Nigerian who supported the Yorubas and the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, especially during the dark days of military reign and following the struggle of Chief MKO Abiola. Lagosians are grappling with the effects of the ongoing fuel scarcity as shortages of supply disrupt their daily lives and strain economic activities. Speaking with our live bike reporter, Toye Badmus, they expressed their concerns as long queues continue to form at petrol stations and passengers are left stranded at bus stops across the state. Private and commercial drivers lamented the effect of queuing for fuel, which affects their productivity and turnover, while passengers groan over the hike in the price of transportation.
Transportation is really on the high side. I'm coming down from Ayobo right now to Alausa, and I've spent close to 2,000 naira.
The effect of fuel scarcity is quite unbearable. This morning I had to stand like over an hour at the bus stop to even get a bus, and even when the bus eventually comes, the price has skyrocketed.
So the fuel scarcity is really affecting me. I'm running a business on my own, and today I cannot even go to work. I don't see fuel to go to work. My customers have been calling me. It's really affecting. Since morning I've been here. They have closed down the filling station. They say that there's no fuel.
Some of the commercial vehicles and drivers on the road allege that fuel now cost between 700 and 900 naira in some filling stations. The rumored fuel hike comes despite claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Company Limited (NNPCL) that the logistic issues causing fuel scarcity had been addressed. Meanwhile, marketers have blamed the fresh scarcity of premium motor spirit (PMS) on a supply challenge from the major oil supplier in the country, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPCL). The national president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, Billy Gilshari, stated this on Monday. The shortage of fuel has made black marketers selling the product for as high as 2,000 naira per litre. In a related development, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has threatened to embark on mass action if the federal government fails to take immediate steps to address the current fuel scarcity in the country. The student body also asked the group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Mele Kyari, to resign if he could not take decisive actions to resolve the fuel crisis. In a statement, Senate President of NANS, Babatunde Akintoye, lamented that the fuel scarcity has left many citizens, including students, frustrated and helpless. Akintoye says students are now facing unprecedented challenges as a result of the increase in petrol pump price and the scarcity of the product. Now to the rest of the stories. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, says a total of 1,814,344 candidates from over 22,000 schools registered for the 2024 West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, for school candidates. Head of WAEC Nigeria National Office, Amos Dangote, who stated this during a press briefing, said the 2024 WASC for school candidates will take place between Tuesday, April 30 and Monday, June 24 in Nigeria, spanning 7 weeks and 6 days. Dangote said candidates would be examined in the 76 subjects made up of 197 papers, while about 30,000 practicing senior secondary school teachers nominated by various ministries of education will supervise the examination. He said flyers, banners, posters, and other forms of reminders to keep the message of shunning malpractice fresh in the minds of stakeholders and candidates sitting for the examination have been rolled out. Dangote also sounded a note of warning to all operators of rogue websites and parents that WAEC will not condone their heinous acts during the conduct of the examination. And the federal government has appealed to the United States of America to repatriate more illicit funds transferred from Nigeria officials through its banking system. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tugar made this appeal in his remarks at the 6th session of the Nigeria-U.S. Binational Commission in Abuja. Tugar, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Foreign Affairs Adamu Lemuwa, emphasized the need for increased support from the U.S., citing $308 million as insufficient compared to Nigeria's losses from illegal fund transfers over the years. He reiterated the federal government's commitment to utilizing these funds for the collective benefit of its citizens in line with agreement with development partners. In foreign news now, authorities have shut down a historic bridge in Portland, Oregon, after a derailed train car was seen leaning against a bridge support. According to reports, 2 cars had fully derailed on a Union Pacific line on the east side of the country old steel bridge. Portland Fire and Rescue Service says the bridge is now completely closed to all train, vehicle, pedestrian traffic, noting that it will remain closed until it can be accessed for structural stability. A picture from the scene reveals that freight train carrying fuel derailed and caught fire on Friday, April 26, east of Lupton, Aries, near the New Mexico-Arizona state line. In sport now, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has appointed Finidi George as the new coach of the Super Eagles. NFF announced George's appointment in a statement on its official website, with the board approving the recommendation of its Technical and Development Committee to hand over the reins to the 52-year-old former Ajax, Amsterdam and Real Betis forward Finidi George, who spent 20 months as an assistant to the outgoing Jose Santos Peseiro, has been serving as the interim coach after the Portuguese tactician's departure following the Super Eagles' impressive run to the final of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And that's it on the news at 6, but just before we go, please do not drive beyond specified speed limit. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website, trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration established 10 triage and oxygen centers? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State has set up a cybersecurity advisory board to facilitate the design, implementation, and management of an effective cybersecurity program. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has recorded a total of 1,814,344 registrations from over 22,000 schools registered for the 2024 WASC for school candidates. We also told you that authorities have shut down a historic bridge in Portland after a derailed train car was seen leaning against a bridge support. Finally, in sports, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has appointed Finidi George as the new coach of the Super Eagles. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idowalaya. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.